What's going on, guys, and welcome back. Today, JFT himself is going to break down all the boxing events we are going to see from April 20th to June 1st. Now, I don't want to say all of them, but the main boxing events that we will see from that time period, there is a lot of them. If you guys enjoy me bringing you all combat sports content to one single place, remember to like that video and subscribe if you want more. But without further ado, let's talk boxing and let's talk the big event. So let's start with this week. Fight week is currently underway for the April 20th cards, and we'll start with Derek Chisora versus Sanad Gashi with the co-main event of Lucas Brown, 28-1, versus David Allen. Now, Chisora is coming off the knockout loss to Dillian Whyte in what was a very entertaining fight between both men, and Chisora always comes in to put on an exciting, action-packed heavyweight fight. He takes on Sanad Gashi, who was undefeated at 17-0 last year in January, but 2018 wasn't so great, however, because he'd be disqualified to lose his undefeated record in April, and then lost via TKO to Carlos Takam in December, but both fighters are going to be looking to bounce back. Then, in the co-main event, we see Lucas Brown take on David Allen. Brown, who has competed in MMA, and in boxing has only ever lost to one man, Dillian Whyte, but as age catches up, he is 40 years old. The former WBA champion will step into the ring with up-and-coming talents, such as the 16-4 David Allen. David Allen stepped in the ring against the likes of Luis Ortiz and Dillian Whyte. At only 27, with names like that, he should have a good career ahead of him if he gets past the veteran Brown. Also on April 20th, now that card also has more fights, but also on April 20th in a separate main event card, we see Amir Khan take on one of the undisputed pound-for-pound best, Terrence Crawford. The 2008 Olympic silver medalist and former IBF and WABA super lightweight champion, Amir Khan, is being looked past in this fight, but it will be contested for Crawford's WBO welterweight strap, and no matter if you like Crawford or Khan, this is going to be one you're going to want to be tuned into because we want to see where does Crawford go next if he's able to get past Khan. The week after that, April 26th, we have two cards. We have Sarung Vasai versus Juan Francisco Estrada for the junior bantamweight world title. One of boxing's pound-for-pound best will take on his mandatory defense against Juan Francisco Estrada in a much-anticipated rematch on April 26th. The card will also include former junior welterweight and welterweight world title holder Jesse Vargas, who is moving up to junior middleweight. Hearn talked about Vargas next facing British star Kell Brook, who is 38-2, but Vargas will take on an interim fight in what could be the prelude to that bout. Also on April 26th, in a separate card that takes place in Italy, Fabio Turchi takes on Jacques Oliveira. And Turchi, who is 16-0 with 12 KOs, defended his WBC International Silver bout with a 7th round stoppage win over former Commonwealth champion Tony Conquest in November. And now the Stone Crusher has the opportunity to fight for the full title when he faces off against Frenchman Olivier, who's 10-2 with 7 knockouts. Also fighting on that night, will we see Orlando, I cannot pronounce that name, I'm going to try my best, 30-2, who takes on the former WBO European champion, Stefan Donaio, 15-2-3 with 6 knockouts for the IBF welterweight title. A win would put the Italian in line for a future showdown with current world title holder Jarrett Hurd, who's 23-0 with 16 knockouts. Now we get to the big event in May. To open up May 4th, we have Canelo Alvarez and Daniel Jacobs in a middleweight unification bout as the Mexican looks to add the IBF belt to his collection. After 2 epic fights against Gennady Golovkin, Canelo stepped up to super middleweight division and dismantled Great Britain's own Rocky Fielding to become a 3-weight world champion, but comes back down in weight as he looks to add yet another big name to his glowing record of opponents defeated. Meanwhile, the fighter known as the Miracle Man hopes to make the first defense of the IBF title he won against Sergey Derevyanchenko. Also on May 4th, Top Rank debuts their newly acquired light heavyweight champion, and he will defend his belt for the second time on the same night as Alvarez versus Jacobs against
Radivoyam Hadrod Kalajdzic.
Also on the card, junior bantamweight world titleist
Sherwin Pretty Boy Ancajas
will make his 7th defense in the co-feature when he takes on mandatory challenger Ryuichi Funai. Then we continue to move on to May 10th, where we see Jordan Gill take on Enrique Tinoco. The 23-0 Jordan Gill will look to defend his WBA International Featherweight title against the 17-5 Enrique Tinoco. Also on the card, two upcoming superstars clash as 21-1 Leigh Wood takes on 17-3 Ryan Doyle for the Commonwealth Featherweight Championship. Then, on the next day, May 11th, we have Miguel Berchelt versus Francisco Vargas. Miguel Berchelt and Francisco Vargas waged a pugilistic war once before. The Mexican warriors, 2+ years removed from their breathtaking battle, are set to do it again in a rematch. And then in the sensational co-feature bout, the WBO Junior Featherweight World Champion, Emmanuel Navarrete, will look to repeat the deed when he defends his title in an immediate rematch versus Isaac Dogbo, whom he defeated by unanimous decision last December 8th on the Vasily Lomachenko-Jose Pedraza card. Then, May 18th, we see the first of the heavyweight superstars, Deontay Wilder, take on Dominic Breazeale, the WBC heavyweight champion and superstar in the game. Wilder won't get the rematch with Fury right away, but will take on Dominic Breazeale in a fight with its own amount of animosity. Breazeale himself only ever lost to the other heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, and this fight surely will be put on some fireworks. Then we go again to May 25th. Alexander Usyk takes on Carlos Takam. Usyk, who's 16-0, is the undisputed cruiserweight champion moving up to heavyweight, who's up there on everybody's pound-for-pound list. There were talks of him facing the former secondary title holder and still solid contender Alexander Povetkin, but that is at the very least on hold for now, which is perfectly reasonable. Povetkin would be a serious first test at heavyweight, and Takam is a bit safer, though still a very credible opponent. The 38-year-old Takam has been in there with some of the division's best in recent years, losing to Povetkin in 2014, Joseph Parker in 2016, and Anthony Joshua in 2017, and Derek Chisora in 2018. He last fought December 22nd, stopping Sanad Gashi, who we talked about earlier, in the 7th round. Usyk, who's one of the best, 32 years of age, won a heavyweight gold at the 2012 Olympics for Ukraine, then turned pro in late 2013. He won the WBO title in his 10th pro fight, outpointing Krzysztof Glowacki in 2016, and added the WBC belt in January 2018 with a win over Marius Briedis in the World Boxing Super Series. This fight is just going to enter Usyk into the conversation of the top heavyweights, and this guy's coming off of that brutal finish over, what's his name? I can't even remember his name.
And then he nailed him right in the middle. Down he goes with the left hand.
Then on June 1st, we get the other half of the heavyweight champions, Anthony Joshua, taking on Jarell Big Baby Miller, and the unified heavyweight champion, Anthony Joshua, is set to make his highly anticipated United States debut when he puts the IBF, WBA, and WBO heavyweight championships on the line against Jarell Big Baby Miller at Madison Square Garden. Now, holy fuck, is that a lot of boxing events to look forward to in the coming months? Tell me what fights you're most interested in between now and June 1st. And do you guys think the heavyweights are going to match up? How do you think Usyk's going to play into all this, man? There's so many stories. I can't wait to watch it all. JFT Live will stream a bunch of it on the live channel. Remember to leave a like on the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, but that'll do it for me today. Peace out, guys.